Hello and welcome to the 149th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our other host, Jordan.
It's me, brother.
Jordan,
What?
man, what are the platforms?
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS feed. There's also YouTube and Spotify with video, and you can contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send us your comments, your questions, concerns, and most importantly, death threats. It's also Instagram and TikTok down below. Chris, I realized I referred to you as brother at the start, and that's more real than ever now, after what your dad had said.
Yeah, after my dad called you his adopted son.
Yeah, I suppose that makes us brothers.
Maybe.
That really makes
We're
the
like
whole...
brothers, but even closer.
Yeah. That makes the whole Target incident very upsetting.
Perhaps.
I'm trying to think. Have we had any incidences, really?
I don't think
we've
so.
been keeping a lid on it pretty well.
I think we've been doing a good job
Of not looking like a gay couple, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing.
We also haven't been really doing a lot. Like, we haven't been going to shopping.
Yeah.
Like, if we end up doing a new fabric for this wall, that's going to be real bad. When we go buy
That's
fabric
gonna be
together.
Terrible. That's going to be terrible.
Terrible, dude. I might as well just put a wig on and some makeup and make myself look like a girl.
Like, two guys walking into a craft store to buy fabric in June.
Arguing about what fabric would look best on the wall.
Yeah.
It's gonna look a little rough. Now, Chris, I realized there was something we were supposed to talk about, but we went a little off the rails, a little wacky there when we were talking about Little Kitty Big City, though. What's going on with Atrocity? What's the new lore, the updated lore, the manuscript?
Basically,
Atrocity's dead.
no. Well, in spirit, he kind of is.
Rip.
So,
Sounds like me, honestly, Loki.
here's what happened, okay? So, let me talk about some demonic stuff I've done.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was... I've gotten in good graces with the railroad.
Right.
And there's this settlement that you find called Covenant, okay? And they're this, like, highly armored area. Like, there's, like, a huge wall around the town. There's, like, turrets everywhere, but it's, like, really fancy inside. It's really nice.
Might not be what I'm
inside,
thinking of.
right? So, and you have to take, like, a little entrance exam to get in. You have to talk to the guy outside the gate, and he just asks you a bunch of strange questions.
Right.
And then eventually you get let in, and you're greeted by, all the people of Covenant, okay? There's, like, I don't know, 12 people there or something. It's not a ton of people. And there's this guy walking around, his name's Honest Dan, and he's just, like, he's asking someone questions. I'm like, oh, that's strange. Let's see what Dan is on about. Why is he interrogating everyone?
Right.
Okay. And Dan talks about how a caravan went missing or was attacked right near Covenant, like 20 feet away. And they had been there. And he knows they were there. And he wants to know what was going on, right? What happened.
Mm-hmm. Wants the deets. I get it.
Yeah. Now, Honest Dan is not a member of the railroad, but it was a caravan operated by one of the members of the railroad. And the whole thing about the railroad is they free synths from the Institute.
Right.
And there was one person from the caravan who was missing, and she was an escaped synth. Okay?
The plot thickens.
You're trying to find, like, details about this, okay? And you find out that people of Covenant really don't like synths. And basically, you find out that this synth has been taken to what's called, what they call the compound,
Shit.
right? And, Honest Dan, he's like, I'm going to give you half the reward, right, if you go with me and help me with this. Done. And then I'm leaving Covenant, and, like, the mayor, I guess, or the leader or whatever, he stops me, and he's like, hey, what if you didn't do that? What if you didn't go to the compound and see what's going on. I'll give you money. And I said,
No.
I said, that's interesting. Give me some money. He gives me the money, and then I go check it out anyway. I go through and I fucking lay waste to this compound, and you find out that there's some scientist who wants to basically genocide the synths.
Jesus.
Yeah, so at the end, she offers you money. Like, hey, let me continue my thing. I'll give you money. And then Honest Dan is a bitch about it. He's like, if you do that, it's going to be a serious problem with me. Okay. I take the money from her. Honest Dan fucking aggroes on you. So, but it immediately, once you take the money from the scientist, she immediately goes to like her little terminal to kill the fucking synth. So I got to deal with her quick. I take the money, shoot her in the face, dead instantly.
Yeah, special
Then
revolver, she done.
Turn around, deal with Honest Dan.
Who should be happy right now. He should realize the plot, but his AI is too limited.
Yeah, he sucks. So, you know, and then I rescue this synth. Of course, I ate the scientist. I rescued this synth. And then I go back to the railroad, the guy who, basically that was his caravan, and say, hey, I found your caravan, and I found the synth. And he's like, cool. I sent out a mercenary to do this, but I clearly should have just called you. And he gave me the full payment. So I ended up making way more money doing it that way. And then, so okay, well, I've dealt with this. Now it's time to deal with Covenant as a civilization.
And the mayor, yeah.
So I go back to Covenant. The guy outside the gate, like the guard, he's pissed. He's like, what's wrong with you? You ruined everything. Oh, okay, sure, cool.
Shoot him in the face.
Shot him in the face, ate his body, stole the key, broke into the Covenant, killed and ate every person in the town.
Jesus Christ. Massacred
this town. Like, it's over.
Now that's one for the history books.
Yeah. And then I indoctrinated, like, I took the town because there was no one there to tell me no.
Right.
I activated the workbench, and it became one of my settlements.
Oh, really?
So,
that's cool.
Yeah. So that happened.
So you turned over this entire town.
Yeah. No, basically. So I did that. And then I was trying to think, like, because I was getting closer and closer to getting into the Institute. And my initial plan was, I'm going to get into the Institute, find out that it was my son all along that was, like, stringing me along or whatever, and how he knew I was there the whole time and didn't do anything, so I became this fucking monster. And I was just going to immediately lay waste to this whole fucking facility. And then I thought about it this way, right? I got friends now in the Commonwealth. I got friends in the wasteland who expect me to do things and need things from the Institute. So I'm going to do this. I basically played with the railroad ending. So I knew there was, like, the scientist that helps you, Virgil. He got turned into a super mutant, and you have to go into his office in the Institute, get this serum that he was making, so it turns him back into a person.
Right.
So that happened. I did that, and then I was just doing, like, the railroad quest line for the Institute. And then it finally came time to, you know, this is it. Because part of that quest line is you have to get rid of the Brotherhood, basically.
Right.
You take down that Pridwin. And so I did that. That was tough.
Yeah. They'll have power armor, right? The Brotherhood.
A lot of them do. So there was, like, I got, like, big clusters of them. And I would get them into, like, because basically you're in the main bridge of the Pridwin. And you have to put charges on the main deck so it would blow up like the balloon. So there's this long, narrow hallway that you're in. And I was trying to corral people down there. And then once I had a big group of them, I would shoot a fucking mini nuke there. So
yeah, wipe them out.
You know, I did that a little bit. Shot a bunch of people. It was fine. Pridwin gone. Now it's time to go to the Institute and deal with this. So the whole part of the quest line is you're organizing like a synth rebellion, basically. And while you're also trying to maintain cover by doing work for father, for your son.
Right.
Right. And he's down with it. He names you his successor as the leader of the Institute, which is a fucking bad idea. Right? I went to... we all got to the Institute, laid waste to this fucking place. And I was like, I gotta see Sean one more time, okay? Because that's my goal. I gotta kill him, eat him, right? So once you're in the Institute, there's like a bunch of doors that are blocked off. So like you have to override the security. And to do it, you have to get to Sean's terminal because he's leader of the Institute, whatever. So you get to his terminal, and he's there in his quarters, and he shouted me out. Basically, he said something to the effect of like, "And what have you used to justify this atrocity?" Like, oh, that's me. Yeah. That's me.
Exactly.
I gave all the like horrible dialogue options in that conversation. I was like, I just want to watch this place fucking burn, dude. And then he goes, "Did you come here to apologize, or did you come here to just gloat?" Something like that. And I go, I just wanted to see you one last time before I destroyed everything you've ever worked for. I pulled out old Reliable, the old revolver, shot him in the face, ate him, stole all of his stuff.
Made sense.
And then freed the synths.
So your son is dead.
And then, we got into the reactor room, put the fucking explosive on their nuclear reactor, freed all these synths, teleported out of the Institute, hit the button, nuclear bomb, blows up, destroys the whole Institute, and it's just a crater now, right? So I go over to the crater. I'm like, okay, I'm finally done with the Institute, okay? I've done my goal. And what I did was I went over to the crater where the Institute was, and I took off this gas mask for like the first time in the entire save, and I threw it into the water where the hole, where the ocean filled in where the Institute was. I threw it into the water, and then I went back to Diamond City and got like reconstruction surgery so I didn't look so fucked up. Mm-hmm. So now I just look normal. So... That's Atrocity's redemption.
He's done committing the atrocity.
He's done being the atrocity. Now he's just going to be this normal, agreeable guy again.
Now that he's ate his son, yeah. Fulfilled his appetite. Satiated his appetite.
Yeah, now he understands, like, okay, I've been a monster. It's time to atone.
He's got that Arthur Morgan arc.
Yeah, something like that.
Kratos arc, more adjacent.
It's kind of like Arthur Morgan, but if Arthur Morgan was a cannibal.
Yeah. Maybe he was.
Maybe. It's possible. He never saw everything he got up to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing in Fallout. It's been fun.
Yeah. So you're done with the main story. You're doing the DLC.
Yeah, I have a bunch of the DLC I can play, but I haven't played it in a few days.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm finishing up a State of Decay playthrough at the moment. So as you beat the game, there's 4 leaders you can assign. You have Warlord, Trader, Sheriff, and Builder. And when you complete one of their legacies, you get a boon, and then you can use that boon on a new campaign. So like the Trader one is fucking OP. Okay. Maybe it's Builder. It might be Builder. I forget which one, but Trader or Builder. One of the two is absolutely OP. It gives you at the start immediately infinite water and electricity access.
Oh
to
my
your
god,
base.
That's crazy!
It's fucking insane. So you have the water and the electricity for everything, every utility in your base.
Damn.
As soon as you start. So that's the first one I did. I switched to Dread difficulty. So my goal is I'm about to finish a Sheriff playthrough. So then I have to do Builder or Trader. I forget which one is the other one. And Warlord. And then once I'm done with those, I'm gonna go to fucking lethal difficulty.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I've just had a horrible realization about?
What's that?
I'm going to take a lethal piss.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to end up switching, like I said, to lethal mode and then try to do all 4 of those. Actually, I think it's nightmare mode because it goes dread, nightmare, lethal. I've watched gameplay of lethal mode. It just doesn't seem fun. It doesn't seem fun because enemies, like, spawn in your base. Like, it's not very well balanced.
Enemies spawn in your ass.
Yeah, like, I've watched, so there's bloaters, and the whole point of the bloaters is to counter cars because if they blow up when you're in the car, it'll actually trap the like gas in the car, so you have to get out of the car, you'll die. So I watched a video of someone who was like, this is literally not mods, this is just the fucking lethal mode, and they're driving, and because the view distance is, or the load distance is so short in the game as you're driving wicked fast, they had 5 bloaters spawn directly in front of the car and then just all blow up and, like,
That's
kill them
crazy.
immediately.
That's insane.
And I'm like, I don't want that. Like,
That's lethal.
It's fucking lethal, dude. And State of Decay is like permadeath. Like, I don't want that. That's the whole point of the game is it's permadeath. Actually, this campaign was the first one in a while that I've actually had someone straight up die. I had this girl named Zoe, so I started it with Zoe, Psychotritz, and Remi. That was my 3 starter characters. Mm-hmm. And I sent Zoe on a mission, right, to deal with an enclave, right? I was like, you got this, girl. I believe in you.
She did not got this.
This is when I first started out. I didn't have any guns. I didn't have any stimulants. I had nothing. I just had heals and, like, snacks and, like, maybe an energy drink. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to fuck these people up. They beat her ass, dude. They kicked the shit out of her.
Damn.
And she died. So then I used my fucking influence to purchase a machine gun, and I took Remi an M16 and 48 rounds, and
48 rounds.
I rolled up to this base in the pre-order bonus survivor car, which is like a Mustang with spikes all over it. I pull up in this apocalypse car that's loud as fuck. I drift into their parking lot. I jump out. They come outside like, this is going to be the last thing you ever do, boy. And then I just shot them. I fucking blew them away with 5.56 ammo, dude. Just
Damn.
fucking blew his head straight off. He dies. I end up down in the other one. I watched the zombies eat him. I'm like, yeah, get fucked, bitch.
That's crazy.
And then I fucking looted their corpses and then peaced out, you know? Looted Zoe's corpse, took back her fucking shit. So now on that legacy, if I go to my community page, there's just a tombstone in the background, just one tombstone. It's Zoe.
A single tombstone.
Yeah. Every time a character dies, you have your characters, and then behind them there's like little monuments, and there's one monument back there for Zoe.
I remember in the first one, the save I had in the first one, there was one character I was because I get you're supposed to play as different characters.
I always end up usually prioritizing one.
Yeah, but, like, I prioritize the main guy that you fucking become at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Oh, in the first State of Decay.
State of
Marcus.
Decay.
Yeah, you play as Marcus. Me too.
Yeah. So
I had him die once. I was pissed.
In my State of Decay save, like, he had no energy, so, like, he had to rest. So I had to play as someone else. Like, God fucking damn it. Okay. So I played as this other person, and you know how they had, like, the infested houses?
Yeah.
And I was finally at a point in the game where I'm like, I think I can take on an infestation. It can't be that hard.
It's just a couple of zombies.
And I started shooting a bunch of them, and I'm like, this is going really well. I get into the house, and I immediately got fucking mobbed and killed it nearly instantly.
Was it, were you playing as Marcus's friend, Ed? The guy that gets bitten in the very beginning?
No, I think it was some woman.
Just some lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gets fucking mauled. Oh my god.
Just gets fucking immediately killed. So I had all that stuff that she had on her, gone.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
zombies took it.
Because I was like, that's most of my stuff. And I can't just go get it back because now I don't have stuff.
To kill the zombies, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's hysterical. Yeah. I can't believe Zoe. She got that shit kicked out of her. Because what happens is when you get knocked down, like if you die, you go into a prone position and you have to spam the button. And if you do it fast enough, what it is your health bar goes down. Then what's left, it's like a black silhouette of it. That starts to go down. If that depletes, you die. So I was fucking spamming A trying to get it. It's depleting. And what they do is the character starts to get up, and then they kind of do like a surge, and they throw the people off them or whatever, like as they're getting jumped. So I'm spamming the button, and this is literally how she died. I throw the people off me, and then a zombie grabbed her and bit her and killed her. And I was
my God, that's
dude.
crazy.
I was like, fuck. Oh, man, yeah. And then, dude, my main guy, I got lucky with his skill set and his specializations, and I spec'd him out to be just a monstrosity. This dude has maximum stamina, maximum health. He has aim snap, and he's a brawler character. So what he does is I can walk up with a baseball bat, hit one button, and do a spiral attack and knock everything back.
This guy's a fucking weapon.
So I rolled up on an enclave of 5 people with him. And I'm like, oh, man, how am I going to get out of this one? I fucking mopped the floor with them. The strategy, you take this guy. You give him, like, any gun. Something preferably with, like, high ammo. So I gave him a rifle with 35 rounds. Set the bitch to single shot. Give him 3 bottles of stimulants. And just send him in. What he does, you pop the stimulants and you have unlimited stamina for like 5 minutes. Basically unlimited. And aim snap takes a big chunk of stamina. So you can basically, you hit aim and A, and it auto locks to their head. And you just keep doing that and firing, and you just down every single person in the vicinity.
That's crazy.
Without them even moving. Normally, the balance is supposed to be like, hey, aim snap takes like literally a quarter of your stamina to do one time. But if you take the stimulants and you time it right, you can just go bink, 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 and just take everyone out instantly. Fucking instantly. I did that once with the 50 armor-piercing round Barrett 50 caliber, and I fucking headshotted a Juggernaut twice and just blew his head off. I was like, all right, he's done. Dude, I love State of Decay. It's so fun.
Man, that reminds me of my favorite zombie game, 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, so there's a stamina system in that game.
They probably removed it because people were using it the right way.
Yeah, knowing them. But basically what happens is, and I hate when games like this do this, where they have, so I understand an attack or like running or whatever, decreasing stamina.
Right.
But like everything fucking decreases stamina. So you can't just sit there and gather resources. You have to just like, okay, well, I hit this thing with my axe 4 times, and now my character's got to just sit there for a minute while he just goes,
Yeah.
and gets his stamina back. So it's just fucking, and it takes forever.
It's the
to,
most
like,
egregious
get
thing ever.
any resources. And they have like a counter to this kind of, and if you have like coffee or you have beer or something, and it increases your stamina, but for some reason it doesn't work the same nearly ever. I've had it times where it's like you drink the coffee and it's like, okay, I can run basically unlimitedly, or like I can just destroy this safe like without having to stop swinging.
Right.
And then sometimes I drink the coffee and it does basically nothing.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Also, your stamina gets limited by a whole litany of things. So yeah, that's a. I wonder if that new update came out yet. Because, let's see, 7 days. Was it Alpha 19? Was it Alpha 20? No, it might have been Alpha. Might have been Alpha 21, even. Doesn't seem like it's out yet. Yeah, must not be. But I hope they never release it.
Yeah, it sounds like they're just gonna ruin the game.
Because you're taking the version of the game or like the stuff in the game that people like and just removing it. So now no one's gonna play the fucking thing anymore.
Yeah.
What a video game, huh?
Yeah.
Every time a player finds something they like to do, the whole game mechanics get changed.
Yeah.
Imagine if Minecraft did that.
Oh my God. The
Like,
fucking boycotting and screaming.
Let's think about it this way. Okay, Minecraft is like more than 10 years old now.
Yeah, it came out in 2010, didn't it?
I think
13
the
years.
first alpha released in like 2009.
Yeah, so they're 13, 14 years old.
Right. It's an old game. Fundamentally speaking, I
It's
think
the same
1.0 came out in like 2011 or something. Fundamentally speaking, if you played 1.0 and then you played whatever the most recent update is, like 1.18 or something,
You would know what to do.
you would have a very like a basic idea of what to do.
Yeah.
Like, sure, there's more shit in the game.
Yeah, you'd see like ocelots and shit that weren't there.
Yeah, but like the fundamental gameplay is still there.
Inventory management. Yeah.
It's all still there, and like the basic idea of the game is the same.
Right.
It's you punch a tree, you get sticks, you get an axe or pickaxe or whatever, you get stone, you get a furnace, you get resources, and then you build your house, and then shit like that. You know.
Do you think they're ever going to come out with Minecraft 2?
No.
I don't think so. No.
I feel like if they did, they would do it in like the most Microsoft way possible.
Make it shit.
Yeah, like Minecraft 2, and then you launch it, and it's like this.
It's ransomware.
Pretty much. You launch it, and there's like, well, check out the Minecraft store where you could buy Minecraft points, and then you can unlock fucking block by block. Every block is a new microtransaction that you have to pay for.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Fuck. Yeah.
And we're never going to fix any of the bugs.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of spin-off games. Minecraft Dungeons. They had Minecraft Story Mode years
I think
ago.
they're just trying to do more with the Minecraft IP, but keep the game the same. Like the main game the same.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to modify.
Because I know they have Minecraft Bedrock Edition, which apparently is super buggy.
Oh, really?
Like, apparently there's a ton of bugs with Bedrock Edition. But it's less CPU intensive because it's just the game reprogrammed in, like, C++ or something. So that it
Instead of
runs
Java.
better. Yeah. Because Java sucks.
I wonder if that's the secret to me getting it working on the Steam Deck, because I know I've been having problems getting the Java version running, so maybe Bedrock Edition would be the way to go. But if it's buggy,
and Bedrock supports controllers natively. Java doesn't.
maybe that's all right. That's probably what I gotta do then, so I have it set up in a way currently where number one, it runs like dog for some reason, but also it's registering the controller as a keyboard. So left is like A. So if you go like top left corner, it doesn't strafe that way. It just goes up and down or up and left.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. Like, you might just have to get Bedrock Edition.
Yeah, I'll probably do that then.
But it's less CPU intensive, and there's like a lot less issues that come with Java. Like, there's a reason games aren't made in Java. Java's a fucking really slow language.
Yeah.
And you have to make like a virtual machine, so you have to do like virtual environment stuff, and it's a whole fucking nightmare. Yeah. It's the reason games aren't made in Java or like Python, because they're just slow.
Yeah.
And they don't.
You need shit that's fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and if you want to load resources, you can't do it slowly.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I can't fucking wait. I'm like so fingers crossed that we hear something about State of Decay 3 at this Xbox showcase coming up next week. The last thing we saw was just the announcement that it exists and the fact that it seems like there's hunting in the game.
You're gonna get an announcement that it's canceled.
I would actually be upset. I'm not even like joking right now. Like, I would actually, that'd be like the one game that I'd be like, wow, fuck, like, goddamn.
Microsoft really lost my respect with this one.
Yeah, I would be. I'd be. I don't know if I'd recover, truthfully.
You wouldn't recover.
There's nothing like it is the problem. Like, every other survival sim is either just like, it's just not even comparable.
You would just be inconsolable.
Pretty much.
Like, Jordan hasn't been to work in 2 weeks, and I went by his apartment the other day, and he was just in bed crying. Yeah. And he hasn't moved from there. You know, he hasn't been eating. What happened? Oh, State of Decay 3 got canceled.
Oh, no. But what about Spider-Man? Yeah, they canceled that, too. And then you just hear a gunshot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I have such high hopes for the game. And I have a feeling I'm going to be probably disappointed. But I also don't, because at the same time, when they made State of Decay 2, they had Microsoft's backing, but, like, not really. Now, what's his name? Paul Spencer? Is that
Phil
actually
Spencer.
Phil Spencer. was trying to remember what his actual name was. Yeah, Phil Spencer went on record talking about State of Decay 3, and they actually gave them animators from some of their other titles. I thought the one he referenced was Halo, maybe? It might have been 343 that was helping with animation. For State of Decay 3, they're helping Undead Labs. So he was explaining how they work cross-functionally. So I'm like, that's good. Because you get their idea, and then you get the experience and knowledge of devs that have been doing it a lot longer. That's really hopefully going to come together to make something super strong. Because like there's so many things in State of Decay 1 that are just fucking excellent. And then there's so many things in State of Decay 2 that are excellent. And a mishmash of the two of them would be incredible with some added features.
What if it does come out and it's like Cyberpunk all over again?
I will be very disappointed.
Like it comes out and it's just shit on launch.
And it's possible because State of Decay 2 is buggy.
You know what's crazy about Cyberpunk? Like they still haven't fixed that fucking game.
Yeah, it's still not great.
So,
I would be exponentially disappointed.
You would be so disappointed. It would be like the thing I was just talking about. You'd just be crying, inconsolable.
Yeah.
You'd probably still play it, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%. I just I need that game to just be the best it can be. Because it's like...
What if the best it can be is shit?
Then... I guess that's probably not the best it can be. Maybe from that dev.
The best it can be is like, oh, Microsoft actually only gave us 2 weeks to work on the game.
It's a fucking slideshow. Like, it's not even a game. It's a fucking narrative clicker.
It's a fucking... They give you like a PPTX file. You gotta buy fucking PowerPoint to run the game.
Yeah, no, I just State of Decay 1 has the excellent story presence with like a lot of story and different characters. State of Decay 2 goes more sandboxy. A combination of those two would be so good. What I really want to see, truthfully, what State of Decay needs desperately is the base building so simplistic in a good way, but also in a bad way. It needs to be more builder-esque and less click on a box and hit fabricate and then wait for it to fabricate. Like instead of...
I need some more fucking... Dong, 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 dong.
Yeah,
placing blocks and shit.
Or fucking Red Dead builder theme. Yeah.
What if it's just Minecraft? It's just a re-release of Minecraft. Like it's there's nothing changed.
I can't say I'd be mad, but that I paid for it probably. But the game would be good.
I don't think Minecraft has increased in price pretty much at all since it was released.
I don't think so.
Like it was $27, and I think it's like $30 now. I think they just made it an even $29.99.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Because Microsoft, I feel like if they wanted to charge $60 for that game, they probably just could, and people would still buy it. But I also feel like everyone who has that game or who is going to play that game already has an account from 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so
that's true. But yeah, man, I need State of Decay 3 to be good. It's so fucking hyped for that game. So I hope they show something. I don't even want that. I'm not expecting them to be like, it's coming out September 15th. No, just show me what you're thinking. Because the last thing they showed was just a CGI trailer that alluded to the fact that, they're interested, it seems like, in showing not only hunting, but infected animals as opposed to just infected people.
What about fishing?
See, that would be another thing. That would be fucking sick to have fishing. It doesn't have to be even as good as Red Dead 2. It can be fucking Animal Crossing fishing for all I care. Just fishing in general to bring resources back to your community would be fucking
That
sick.
would be pretty neat, actually.
Would I want it to be like Red Dead 2? Absolutely, but I can't expect them to fucking do that,
It's Cabela's Big Game Hunter.
Honestly, I want it to be a survival sim in a way, but with zombies. So
That'd be kind of neat, actually.
Yeah.
I think they don't really make those hunting games anymore. And I had one.
They made them around the time of the Wii, and then they kept making them.
I had one for the Wii, and it was so bad. I would walk around. Okay, you would walk around this forest. It was like open world almost. Mm-hmm. There was just a forest, and you would have to walk around and look for animals,
and then kill them.
But you would never find an animal.
Couldn't, yeah. It was a microtransaction to unlock the animals.
I'm pretty sure. I think once I found a raccoon. I think once I found a raccoon and I shot it with a bow, and that was it. Like, I didn't find a deer or like a bear or anything cool. I just found
a raccoon.
Damn. There was probably more you were supposed to do to like track the animals.
Probably had to put out bait and you had no idea.
Yeah, but like the game didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's for the best that these games don't exist anymore.
Maybe. Yeah, Call of the Hunter is the big one on Steam. That's like, I think still has a community.
Which I think that game sucks too.
I don't know if it sucked, but I think it was very simplistic at first, and they might have made it better now. I don't remember how it was, but I thought it had pretty good reviews.
Oh, the Hunter Call of the Wild. Yeah, this game was free to play.
I do remember
initially,
when it was free.
And it was so dog shit. Oh, I guess it must be better now. It's got very positive reviews. But it used to be so dog shit. You would have to buy like licenses for each animal. So like, oh, and finding look at all this fucking DLC. Holy shit.
How much is the total?
$157. Fuck. But there's basically you would have to track down animals, which apparently took so long, like so long. And then you would find the animal, you would go to shoot it, and it would go, oh, you don't have the license to shoot this animal. You got to pay like $5, like real $5 to get the license for this.
That's fucking crazy. It's like a mobile game level.
Pretty much.
It looks like it got a lot better though.
Yeah, people seem to like it now.
Good for them.
What do the negative reviews say? They're saying it's a waste of time. Realistic but boring. No realistic ammo stats.
Bro was pissed that his rounds didn't have fucking realistic ballistics.
This guy gave such an angry review. This game sucks. You can't loot your victims and you can't eat them afterwards. Why do you guys have to be such buzzkills? Further in real life and now in my game. It's not fair. Also, there are no gang wars fighting over who gets to kill the deers. This game needs improvement, and the option to have sex with the dogs. I did not editorialize that at all. That's legitimately word for word, even with those slurs, like me saying slurs. I don't want to say that. Even with me slurring my words, that's how it's written. It says, yeah, FIRSR. Further. So that's
a high IQ creature right there. Honestly, that's one of the ones that should be hunted. You can tell one of the deer wrote that.
He's pissed. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't want. Why are you letting me? Why did you even make this?
I can't even be fucked. Damn.
Yeah, apparently it's had very good reviews.
Yeah.
So The Hunter and The Hunter Call of the Wild must have been different games.
Yeah.
So
that's cool though. Yeah. But I don't know, some sort of hunting would be sick though. Like instead of just finding rucksacks of food like you do in the game now, like that's fine and all. Like, it makes sense to be able to loot and shit. But being able to hunt,
I feel like it's a logical endpoint for an apocalypse
like that,
thing, right? So if there was an apocalypse, reasonably speaking, all this like produced food, this food that already exists, it's not going to be around forever.
A lot of it just expires too.
Like food's very perishable.
Yeah.
So I feel like at some point you would have to kind of deal with that in some way.
Yeah.
Whether you hunt or you grow food or whatever, if they added that as a mechanic, like, okay, you can hunt stuff, you can grow food, you have to have X amount of X resources or whatever.
Well, what I was thinking, Chris, was what if they, so they're getting help on animations already from fucking people who make Halo or Forza, one or the other. What if they work with the Forza team to introduce like seasons?
Oh,
Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
That'd be pretty neat.
Because the trailer was in the snow at the time, so like it'd be sick to like have to hunt in the winter and then like grow shit over the summer and shit. Like, oh, it'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Like, I wouldn't even mind it if the game dropped the whole switching characters thing and just gave you, like, a character. The only problem there is then they'd have to sacrifice, like you mentioned earlier, like, the exhaustion and the traumas and stuff. Because you couldn't just, like, actually make your character rest and just watch
You
him
would have
rest.
to sacrifice all the stuff that, in my opinion, made the game a pain in the ass to play.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that shit annoys the shit out of
love
me.
it.
I hate when you force me to change a character like that, or it has like some exhaustion where you can't progress for some amount of time, or you have to progress with a shit character for some amount of time. That annoys me.
It's to try to make you, I get what you're saying, it's trying to make you level them out. But there are counters to it. So, like, if you do a sheriff playthrough, you get a field hospital where you can spend 8 meds and, like, cases of fucking chemicals and shit, and you auto-heal your entire community. So, not feasible in the long run, because that's a lot of meds. That's fucking, like, 2 rough stats worth.
Well, it seems
But-
like in State of Decay 2, from what you described, like they kind of eliminated that attachment you would have to your characters.
Oh, yeah,
where
where it's not, like, the story guy.
Yeah, like you have the story guy and there's a story. If I was just given like 3 randoms, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, have you ever played State of Decay 2 or just the first one?
Just the first one.
You really got to pick up the second one. Like, you
I own
get
it.
it on us. Oh, you do own it? Of
Oh,
course
yeah.
you do, and it's on Game Pass anyway. But you have to play it, dude. It's so fun.
I
think you
own
would get
every
into it,
game.
pretty much. I feel like you would get into it, like, really big. So,
I probably would.
you should. After you're done with fucking Atrocity's New Life, you should
Yeah.
play it.
I just may.
It works on the Steam Deck very well. Like, not like it's not graphically the best on the Steam Deck. It's like kind of like, I don't know, maybe like a 2014 looking game. Even though on PC you can make it look like pretty good, but like, yeah, it runs fine. So, it's so fucking fun. I love it so much. I just wish I have all these like checklists in my head where I'm like, oh, what if they add this and what if they add that? And I know it's like way out of proportion to what they're probably gonna do, because I think of like, oh, what about seasons, and like, what about maintenance in your fucking cars and your base, like more macro level, like that would be sick as fuck. Because you have in the game already, you have character traits, and one of them is construction, one of them is auto mechanic, and then that lets you make toolkits to fix the car, or construction makes you let you make like wood and shit to store from scrap materials. So, like, I just think of, like, that on its next level is, like, you have a character who's, like, a carpenter. And that character's job is to, like, go fix the fences when they get knocked down around the perimeter or do
Yeah.
this. You have the auto mechanic who's maintaining the vehicles. Almost like Days Gone, which I don't even know how much you really played. You didn't play much. But, like, you have the bike guys that you talk to like, fix your bike. How they're always there working on bikes. Like, stuff like that would be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to add it? No. I think the most likely, truthfully, is seasons and, like, expanded base building, but I don't think they're gonna really.
I think
add.
seasons would be pretty neat.
Seasons would be sick as fuck, like, because you already have farming in them. They already have the ideas down. It's just making them more in depth. Like, they already have farming, they already have car maintenance, they already have construction. Now you'd have to just expand upon it. So if they add seasons and they want to focus on, say, hunting and food, then yeah, they could expand the farming and introduce hunting and seasons, and then that there alone is like a fucking beautiful change I'd love to see. And then I do want them to lean a little more into the story side too. And they better drop the legacy stuff. I fucking hate the legacy stuff. So I think I've explained this before, how you build a character, or a community, I mean. You pick a character, you assign them to a leader. They have a leadership type, sheriff, trader, whatever I was saying before. And then they have legacy missions tied to that character type. So sheriff will be more policing. And, oh, there's a bandit who's stealing from other camps. Let's go hunt them down. But then when you get to the final mission of their legacy, the game ends. Like, it resets your community, and you can, like, save certain characters to the legacy pool to bring into future communities, but, like, it's gone. It tells you right at the end, like, hey, we're going to delete your save after this.
Why wouldn't they just have it for, like, a game like that? I don't know how much
there is after.
Yeah, but, like, why don't they just have it be infinite or something? Or, like, oh, we're going to remix, like, you know, we're going to...
Up the zombies.
Yeah, like, oh... these are areas that you've cleared. Let's put enemies back there.
Yeah. So, I don't like that stuff. I hope they drop that, and, like, you can... I basically hope they add a single-player story. Like, a fairly open...
one of the things, like in the Far Cry games, where when you take out, like, outposts... I know in Far Cry 4 this was true, at least. You would take out outposts, and then when you took out an outpost, it would clear an area of enemies. So once you cleared out all the outposts, there would be no enemies that would spawn on the map. And then you could just go into settings and reset all the outposts.
Yeah.
And then it would bring back the enemies and the outposts, and you could do the outposts again if you wanted to.
And that's a fucking Ubisoft game. Like, they're dumb. They're stupid.
Why not just have, like, reset infestations, or, like, up infestations, or, like, add this modifier, or that modifier, whatever.
Yeah. So, exactly, honestly. So, I hope so. Like, I hope it's good. I love that game so much. It's the one game, I've talked about it, comparing it to Bud Light Boy and his CSGO hours. He always talks about having like 3,000 hours in CSGO. State of Decay as a series is like that for me. I don't have nearly that much. I only probably have a couple hundred hours, but like in State of Decay 1, I have about, between the original version and then when they remade it as the Yozi edition, Year 1 Survival Edition, I have probably about 100 hours, and then I've probably just about cracked 125 with State of Decay 2. So at 225 hours or so, fucking love that series. So it's the only game I like return to from time to time and just go like, I'm gonna play this for a week, like Minecraft. Like I'm just gonna go hard on this for a while, and then I drop it for 6 months, and I'm like, I want to play that again.
Fair.
Fucking love it so much.
And it sounds like State of Decay 2 at least has a lot of replay value.
Yeah. I think my goal is to, as I mentioned, I have normal difficulty, which it just ended up getting too easy, so I switched it to Dread. I'm going to try and get all the boons on Dread, all the boons on Nightmare, and then possibly all the boons on Lethal. That's essentially 12 replays, and it gets progressively harder as you go. So, and the game's not long, by the way. If you build a community and you just fucking sit down and play this game, you can finish a community in like 6 hours. If you just fucking, you go, you trade a bunch of shit to build up your influence, you call in supply drops and get like good gear, you can at least on Dread difficulty, do it in 6 hours. Lethal, I bet, is way fucking more. Because there's way more plague hearts, and they are just meat shields for fucking bullet damage. So, like, even on Dread, I need, like, 12 pipe bombs to destroy one. So
12 pipe bombs.
Yeah, and that shit costs a lot to make. And it gets higher as you go up in the difficulties, so.
Why don't they just add, like, some sort of thermonuclear armament?
That'd be funny. You just drop a nuke on the map, you're like, all right, it's clear.
All right, I did it.
Yeah, but I love that game so much. You got anything, Chris? Anything for me?
Dude, yeah, I haven't been doing anything. You know what, actually? I do have something. My hard drive has been exploding for the past few months.
Oh, I do remember that clickety-clackety one, yeah.
And I got
I still use his hard drives.
Well, they don't make a 10 terabyte SSD that's affordable yet, so.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have all our archive podcast stuff on a 4 terabyte hard drive, so.
This guy still uses hard drives.
So I feel you there.
So I got a new 10 terabyte hard drive, and I spent some time transferring stuff over.
Probably took forever.
So transferring was so annoying. So basically what I did was I took like all the stuff that I can't replace. So like backups of stuff. And then I copied that over first. So
in case it died in the process.
Yeah, in case like there's something that I can't replace that, this one transfer was like the last of this life that this hard drive had.
It's a good idea.
So I put all this stuff onto the new hard drive, and that transfer went fine. And then I transferred all my other stuff, and then it was like going and going and going and going. And the first hiccup was this: like I started the transfer, and then I went to bed, and then it was like all of a sudden, okay, there's something that you need to give me permission to transfer. Like you need admin permission for this. So it did nothing. So I gave it the permission, and then it continues transferring and transferring and transferring, and it eventually reaches like 97% completion. Okay. And it's transferring and transferring still, and then it's paused at 97%. Like it's 97% transferring, but it's transferring at 0 bytes per second. So like, well, that fucking sucks. So let's see what's going on there. So I gotta pause the transfer and see if I just restart it. Like, pause and go again. And I pause the transfer. I click pause. It's not pausing. So I'm like, okay. I'll just see if I can just cancel it. So I click cancel. It's not canceling. So I had to restart File Explorer which is like a huge fucking deal. I'd restart File Explorer, and then basically none of the shit transferred. So I just did it folder by folder and transferred stuff over.
Right. Mass transferring wasn't working.
Yeah, so I just transferred stuff, but it's finally transferred. And the new hard drive, because I had the old one was a Seagate Iron Wolf Pro, and I had heard mixed things about the hard drives, but I've heard more good than bad, so I went with that. But this time I just got a WD hard drive. Yeah. It's like I feel like no one's really doing it. Like I haven't had a Western Digital like hard drive shit the bed on me really.
Yeah, I've never had any other drive shit the bed.
So I don't know. I bought that, and that's what's been going on. It is like, I can still hear it like seeking if I listen very closely, because you're gonna
10 terabyte or
the new one. But you're gonna hear any hard drive. Like I can still hear it if I listen very closely. Yeah, you always hear one. But the new one is so much quieter. Like the old one, the second I would click on something, you would hear. Okay, all right, relax. Okay, calm down.
Hard drive still amazes me, by the way. What a impressive piece of technology.
Yeah, it's what if we took all this stuff and then converted it into a magnet thing? Convert it into magnetism.
And we have a needle that goes like, found it.
Yeah, it's gonna find the specific magnet.
Yeah.
For a specific bit. It's similar to how like burning disks works, where like it's encoding taking all the data and then like burning each bit onto the fucking disk with a laser. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Hard drives, right? You can just take a big fucking magnet and brick them immediately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how you destroy them, right?
That's kind of the only way you can like really securely erase your drive.
Yeah, because even like a piece of it left behind is seekable.
Like I think people underestimate what like some of these computer forensics guys can do. Like if there is a piece of your hard drive left, if there's a piece of your hard drive left that hasn't been magnetically erased, they'll be able to pull some data off of it.
Whatever it is.
Whether it's useful or not, that
depends on the piece. Seen.
But like, they can pull something off of it.
That's fucking crazy. Even that, like, yeah, that shit's nuts.
So like, oh well, I destroyed the board, so they can just put in a new board, or they can fix the board, or like I destroyed one of the platters. Well, they'll sit there and piece the platter back together and then make it work again.
Yeah. I'll have to make sure when we're done with this fucking podcast forever, I just have to demagnetize this shit. All right, we're good.
Yeah, just put it in like a big electromagnet thing.
An MRI machine. Like, here you go.
Yeah, give it an MRI.
Yeah. I actually saw a photo of the first X-ray done. It might have been, I think it said Nikola Tesla. That's right?
He did it accidentally.
Yeah, I was going to say, did it accidentally, and it was of his foot. You see him with his shoe on? He had his shoe, and it showed all the nails holding the sole, or not the sole, the heel on those old-ass clothes and shit. And, it was an X-ray of, like, his foot with his shoes on. And I'm like, bro really did an X-ray with nails in his shoe. You could see all the nails. Like, that's wild. This dude just did this.
On accident.
Just was like, oh. Huh. That's my bones. Imagine someone just showing you your bones.
I feel like this could be used in a medical sense.
Imagine just showing you your bones with no prior knowledge of like an X-ray. Someone just like puts something to your face and then turns it around and just your face has no skin. It's just bone. You're like, what the fuck?
It was probably the same feeling people had when they first saw video. Like there was a like the first ever video that was like produced to be shown to people was like a video just of a train arriving at a destination. And when they first showed it, people got out of the way. And there was like a huge panic because they thought they were going to be hit by a train.
It sounds stupid, but it makes sense.
Like if I had never seen video before, I would be fucking terrified.
If someone like showed you a video of a gun pointing at the camera, you'd be like, "What the fuck?
No!"
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking crazy. I love the videos of when they first did color TV and they did the switch over
at
midnight or whatever the fuck it was, and they like did it slowly up the shutter or whatever. But I don't know how they did it. It must have been 2 cameras being stitched or something.
Yeah.
A color camera and a black and white or some shit. I don't know. You'd probably know better than I how they did it, but it's fucking cool seeing that. And then they're doing like a gag with it. He like drops the hat from the black and white, and then it falls in. It's like a pink hat, and he picks it back up. So fucking cool. Shit's wild.
Yeah.
That's people with some like real
I think the equivalent
innovation
to that is like the VR as it sits now. Like people first doing that.
Right.
Or they're like, holy shit, this is wow.
Yeah. I feel like in a lot of ways, though, with VR, I've come to realize that good AR is more mesmerizing than good VR in a lot of ways. Because good VR is great, but, like, good AR, you're like, what the fuck? Because you see this thing in your space.
Yeah, I haven't really been exposed to really good AR yet. I know there's, like, some products you can buy. But...
If you look up on the Oculus Quest subreddit, a lot of people have been making AR room or house scale games in their house. So they'll be walking around their house with an augmented reality gun, and they like turn the corner, and an enemy's coming down their stairs, and they're shooting the enemy like in their house. Like it's fucking cool.
If they can expand on that, I think that'd be really neat.
Yeah, it's still super janky in a lot of ways. Like you see them like clipping through the stairs, obviously, because it's not a physics object in that character's world, but it's still like fucking cool. Or what Quest showed, Meta showed with the Quest 3 that I thought was sick as fuck for like a future possibility, even for like us and the boys. They had a AR D&D table.
Ooh.
And then what they did is they rolled the dice and they had little D&D figures fighting out the actions. And I'm like, ooh, this looks fucking sick.
Yeah, I've seen some experimental AR stuff, and it looks like
promising.
It looks real. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And now that they have those VR gloves that you can wear that have like haptics and all this shit,
and they restrict if you like grab an object or whatever.
So like it feels like you have an object in your hand. I think it's. I think we're getting close to like a very real like. Okay, let me put on this headset and then play the game for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always said too with shit like ChatGPT and like voice. What the hell's the word? Like AI voice. It would be sick to have like a AAA game incorporate you talking to the character. I know we've talked about that before, but like you're playing like Assassin's Creed and like you can talk to the characters and say shit. It's kind of like what Spec Ops does. Not Spec Ops. What the fuck is it called? Aspire 1. Where you can get behind the character and go, "Hey, asshole," and it turns around and then you shoot him in the face.
You talk to the character and he just goes, "Sorry, it's an AI language model. I'm not allowed."
What did you call me? He starts referring to you by name. You're like,
it refers to you as your full government name, home address, social security number, everything.
Could you imagine how horrifying that would be? Though you're playing like Blade and Sorcery, just beating the shit out of this guy, and then finally he like grabs your hands and he's like, "Listen, Jordan blank."
And he just looks at you dead in the eyes and gives you your full name, address, social security number, license
employer
number,
name,
your employer's name,
significant other's names.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, he's like, "Stop punching me immediately, or I'll kill your family." You're like, "Okay, headset off."
Stop killing me, or Oscar is gonna die.
And then I start beating him even faster, kicking his shit, and beating the fuck out of this stupid ass NPC, but. I don't know, I always thought that, some sort of, like, voice integration, which I don't think it would work well for, like...
A story game?
Not even that. I just don't think it would work well for, like, a desktop game. It would really only be truly immersive in VR. Because, like, I don't need another fucking Kinect where I'm playing the next GTA and I go, "Hey, douchebag, give me your money," to my TV, and it's like...
I remember that, where, like, if you were playing GTA Online and you yelled into the mic, they would give you money faster.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't need that.
Yeah, the fucking Kinect. That thing was such dog shit. Like,
it really was.
I loved every time I would have the Xbox on and I would like be in conversation and be like, "Oh, I'm on, trying to buy something for my Xbox," and it would fucking go, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Because the command was like Xbox.
Yeah, you say Xbox on. Xbox off.
Oh my god, fucking Xbox, turn off.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, then they had a lot of games not a lot, but a couple of games that came out for it that had forced voice integration, and it was like if it detected voices, you would get like spotted in the game. And it's like, whose house is that quiet that this dumbass Connect isn't gonna pick up a sound and be like, you made a sound.
A forced voice integration is crazy. I think optionally, I think that's a really good mechanic.
Yeah, no, that's what The Walking Dead has. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. You can do two things, which it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Gimmicky, but you can talk to like zombies. You can like get them to turn around, but for the dialogue choice in the game, you don't have to click them. You can say them if you want. You just say the dialogue option like, hey, asshole, and your character will say, hey, asshole, or whatever. I think your voice might override theirs. So if you choose to say it, the character won't repeat the line. If you click on it, your character will say the line. So that way it's like you're talking. It's cool, and it gives you your options there anyway to either click on or say. So it works well for like a story game, but it doesn't add to the immersion really. Like it does, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's cool, but the characters also take a while to like respond. If they can get that time a little quicker where it picks up what you're saying way faster, or like if the sentence is this long and it's 2 sentences and there's only a few words in common and it picks up some words that only work in one sentence before you even finish it, it'd be nice if it like recognized that and was like, okay, this must be the sentence they're trying to say. Wait, as soon as you stop talking, respond. Yeah. So that way it's not like, hey, so where are we going? I'm glad you asked. Thanks, adventurer. So, what are you going to do?
I'm not going to develop it.
What are you going to do besides end the show? Right?
That's what we're going to do.
Am I right, Chris? Am I right?
So, Jordan.
What?
Let's round us out.
I don't think you need any more rounding out over there. That's mean. Chris is doing things to better himself. I feel like a bad friend. Just moving out my brain.
Hey, what are the platforms?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Podcast, and the RSS feed. All links below. Also YouTube and Spotify linked below. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok, and contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. Ready?
Man, I don't want to be here.
I wish I was dead.